Hey guys, I'm here with my 1989 Corvette. Today we're going to be replacing the front door speakers. I'm not sure exactly what year they changed the door panels, so if your speakers look like the thumbnail of the video, you're in the right place. We're going to start by removing the 4 screws here, 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 and here. After removing those 4 screws, you should be able to just take it right off. I like to put my screws in this little cubby hole right here, just so I know where they're all at. Alright, so here's the thing. In the 1980s, it was really common to replace your speakers. So when you open it up, it might not be the stock speakers. For me, it wasn't the stock speakers at all, but I wound up replacing them with these 4-inch kickers, which fit well with minimal to no modifications. I did have to drill holes for the screws to go into, which is a pretty easy task. Eventually, I would like to get a kit to swap them over to like 6.5-inch speakers I've seen some other YouTube videos about. But if you're not wanting to do any cutting at all into the door or any modifications, it would be pretty easy to replace them with 5-inch speakers. All right, now to continue on with the install, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove any screws that are holding the actual speakers on. For mine, it's this one, and this one. Of course, there looks like there could be other holes that were previously installed for different speakers. So just take out all 4 corners for screws on whatever speakers that you have. All right, so once you pull it out, there should be 2 different connectors, a larger one and a smaller one. You can just pull those right off. Just take some long nose pliers and yank at them, and eventually you'll be able to pull them off, and then grab your new speakers and do the exact same thing. Just put them right back on with the larger connector and the smaller connector. For these specifically, they didn't fit entirely on there, so what I had to do is I just crushed them with long nose pliers like that to get them to hold on. And then after that, what I like to do is just put them in a spot where you can have them where they're holding up. Put your key in the ignition, turn on your accessories, and then you should be able to hear sound coming out of it once you turn your radio on. For me personally, my speakers worked, so that means my connections are good, they're connected. It's actually running audio, so I'm gonna start the reinstall process. When I first installed these, I got these self-tapping screws that kind of have a point at the end of them, so that way I could just take an impact wrench, figure out a spot that it would work for just drilling right into it and getting them connected, just because they were different size speakers than before. I think 5-inch speakers should work pretty well in this with installing them. These, of course, 4-inch kickers, decent quality, so you can use whatever you want. You might have to drill your own holes though if you do anything larger than a 5-inch speaker. After that, I should be able to put these back on, install my 4 screws at the top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. I should be good to go after that point. So after the install process is done, I'm gonna go ahead and try the speakers one more time. Turn my accessories to the on position. Turn my volume up, so hopefully I can hear some volume coming through. They're definitely working. I don't have any music playing, so that's why you're probably hearing just static noise. The installation process for your driver's side speaker should be complete. It's the exact same process on the passenger side, so I'm not going to walk through that. Just 4 screws in the corner. Of course, whatever screws are holding up your speaker, remove those, and then 2 wires. Test it, put it all back together. There are other videos out there that show you how to upgrade it if you want to actually cut the door frame and make modifications that way to make sure that you can fit bigger ones like 6.5-inch speakers. I, of course, didn't want to go to that extreme where I was cutting into my door or anything. Maybe eventually I'll change my mind and I'll make a video about that. But for right now, these work perfect for my purposes. So I hope to see you cruising down the street, listen to some great music, AC/DC Back in Black, of course, and give you a nice Corvette wave.